Okay.
Foolishness.
Why this black-owned company like Ancient Cosmetics out here?
Hey guys, come on in. Welcome to Where You Should Be Spending Your Money Live. And I got to share on all platforms.
I'm trying not to move it. You know what? I'm not moving it.
You did what now?
No, I was about to move the camera, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just leave it how it is because it seems a little tilted, but whatever. I'm gonna be tilted on the lean. Well, not on the lean, but
it looks straight.
It looks straight.
Yeah, it looks straight.
Okay. These lines don't look straight. Whatever.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we are going to be discussing today. This is Where You Should Be Spending Your Money Live. I am your host, Kimberly Isis Thomas, and the creator of IHearThatGirl.com. And every week, I share this video with you guys. I do a live interview with a Black female entrepreneur because, I mean, it's obvious by now you should be spending your money with Black people anyway. That's why it is called Where You Should Be, not where you can, but where you should. Did you dig the petty in the title? You know, I had to put a little bit of petty in there because
it's facts.
I can tell y'all where you should be spending your money, but I digress. So we do this every week. This is an extension of the Where You Should Be Spending Your Money article that is on IHearThatGirl.com, has been on there for the past 2-3 years. You can always go on there and see other businesses that are female run. And I just feel like, you know, that's where our money should be. You know, we just participated in this blackout day, which to me, I kind of scoffed at a little bit, but I can't get mad at my people for trying, you know, to catch on now. And that's great. But I would like for it not to be a trend, but to be a lifestyle.
Right.
So, again, I'm doing my part as the editor-in-chief of IHearThatGirl.com by sharing those same businesses and business owners with you guys on Facebook Live, because I know a lot of people don't like to read. So they would much rather get this live video.
Reading is fundamental, y'all. Fundamental.
Right. You know, reading is important, but everybody don't have time to read, I guess. I don't know. It's 2020. So we're going to give you guys this video and allow you to be able to share this information about amazing Black female entrepreneurs as you strive to continue to buy Black. Okay. So today I have a special guest. She is very awesome. That ain't even really, that's not what I want to use. She's dope. Okay. She's dope. And, I'm gonna let you guys find everything you need out about this woman, but I promise you, like, you want to go ahead and get on board with her now. Like I told her some years back, I was like, let me buy a piece now so I can have it in the closet and be like, you know, I got my garbage, you know, because there's going to be a day when my money might not be right for it. So,
girl, I'll send you a piece. I'm like, yes, we gotta send it to Isis. We got some.
So, yeah, she is definitely in your own class, and I am so proud to know you, to see your talent, and I can't wait for everybody else to get on board with this woman. This is Samantha Garvey of S. Garvey, and go ahead and introduce yourself, Miss Sam Garvey.
All right, y'all. I am Sam Garvey. Do not call me Samantha if you do not know me, but you know me, so you can call me that. I'm Sam Garvey, and my line is S. Garvey Collective. I'm actually going under rebranding right now, so I'm just going to call it Garvey. So I have to just say Garvey at this point. And I also have an accessory line, and it's called Garvey.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm self-taught first and foremost, and I've been designing probably about 8 years, 9 years. 9 years I taught myself how to sew, and I've been sketching since I was in the fourth grade. So this has been my passion. Like, I'm never not going to be a designer or trying to figure out ways to be in the fashion industry of some sort. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Look, yeah, when she say self-taught, like it's amazing. You've got to see her work.
I'll
Yeah,
put out some stuff right now.
you got to stop. Like seriously, I'm serious. Like you got to show them. When you see her stuff, you would never think this person is self-taught.
So it's unfinished, but
Like, look at this. Look at this. Y'all.
French feathers at the bottom. You know, you can see
everything. Y'all, oh my God. Look, this is a designer that you need to know. Put her in your book. I promise you. I promise you. Look, I just turned 41, and I'm just gonna let y'all know. Very soon, this woman is going to be one of those names that you're hearing over and over again. And, you know, I'm hoping that people will say, well, Ice is trying to tell us, you know, I did. I tried to tell you. She is so talented. And for that talent to be self-taught, honey, one day on the red carpet, she will have me together, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about being self-taught. Like, what was your inspiration to even want to? Because you say you've been sketching since fourth grade. So talk about your inspiration to even go that route.
So my background, I am first generation born in this country. My parents, everybody is from Jamaica. So if you ever seen like the dance hall scene, the reggae scene, it's pure, like, your outfits are custom. And you're not leaving your home. You're not doing anything unless you are clean. That's how we call it. You clean. So my father gets his suits made to go out. And he has a sound system, which is like this. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's on the reggae scene as far as music. And my mom was a fashionista as well. My grandmother, on my father's side, she used to sew. And my aunt was like a stylist, but never like did it professionally, but she can behind off. So that was all of my inspiration. Like, my whole family, they make sure that, you know, they were clean. So by that time, I'm in love with clothing. I'm getting my pieces made by my grandmother for church, and I was doing like fashion shows for the church and stuff like that. So that's how it all started. And I just found myself just drawing clothes, like this little fourth grader drawing clothes. Who does that? And then I had a friend who she drew faces. So she would make the faces and the body, and I would draw the clothes on the body.
And this is fourth grade.
Fourth grade, so fifth grade. And then, yeah. Yep.
You know, what's so interesting about your story, and I think why I gravitate so much to you is my mom was a seamstress.
Okay.
And no formal training. She made our clothes. When I was in middle school, I was ashamed. I was like, I want to go to the mall and buy clothes. And she would take us to the mall, look at what you want, and she'll go back and make the same.
Oh.
And we would go to school and people would want what we have on. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know, as I got older, I started like really, by the time I got in high school, I really was like, Mom, you got like, this is cool. You can go and make whatever you think of, you know, stuff and make it. And she was doing wedding dresses and all this other stuff. And then she stopped after we, you know, graduated high school. And I think she was just doing it to save money. You know, she got 4 kids. We got to take care of these kids. She was doing it to save money. But then, you know, as I got older, I had this entrepreneurial mind, and I was like, we can make a lot of money doing this, Mom. Like, why are you stopping? And she just was like, you know, I just do it for fun. But to you take that same gift and just, you know, really make your own lane. I love that. That's why I'm like rooting so hard for you, because I'm like, yes, do it. and the creativity is there. And I think what I really enjoy about your work is that you don't have formal training. I like that you don't have the formal training, because the formal training will limit you. When you are just, there are no limits for Sam Garvey. Like, she has come up with some stuff, y'all, and people be like,
oh, like
the people have rules, quote unquote, you wouldn't. And she doesn't do no rules. It's like whatever's in her head is there, and I love that. I love that. So, can you talk about when you started and said, okay, I'm going to charge? Because a lot of us, we have a lot of Black people, creatives, that don't believe that their creativity equals or measures up to a certain amount of money. So they'll, undercut themselves, or even think that they shouldn't be charging for a gift as beautiful as they have. So talk about when you got to that point and said, you know what, I'm going to do this.
Right. For me, it's actually still a struggle. So I definitely resonate with that totally, because everyone tells me, like, that's all you're charging for your dresses? Like, you're crazy. You should be charging way more, especially the fact that I do a lot of custom pieces. So when I first started, I used to just make it for myself, because I know that the quality, like, compared to the store and compared to what I was doing, I was like, nah, this is not it. I didn't have machines to make the insides look good until I started, like, looking, like, dissecting the clothes that I had already, dissecting that, and like, okay, this is how it needs to look in order for me to sell it. So I just kept on working on myself, and then, like, my friends were like, oh my God, that's so cute. So my friends, I would just make it for them for free and be like, yeah, just buy your fabric and I'll just make whatever, you think I could make. I remember I made my best friend her 21st birthday outfit. It was like this tutu, which is like the easiest thing to make when you first start sewing. And I look back at it, she really wore that.
It's so funny. You talk about it's the easiest thing to make, and I'm sitting here like, girl, I can't make no damn tutu. It's so easy.
I mean, she wore it proudly, but looking back at it, I'm like, oh, that looks crazy. But it was what it was. It was there creatively, but as far as to sell, it wasn't. So eventually, over years, just keep on teaching myself, and then more people asking me, like my mom or whomever would ask me to make a piece, and then I'll tell people no. I legit tell people no, I'm not going to do it until I feel comfortable to sell to you. So once I got my machine to make sure it looks professional, that's when I started, like, sticking to maybe like bodycon dresses, which is more simple. And then people started asking me to do gowns, which is like my love, because couture is what I love to do. So once I figured out how to start, making the pieces look professional, that's when I said, okay, I'm going to start charging this. This is my base price. But my prices were kind of all over the place. And even now, to this day, I finally have a base price if I'm doing custom. And even with that, my price is enough. But I started saying, you know what, I have to gauge it to where they're getting custom. They're getting something different. You're not going to see this anywhere else. Even though I would get clients, I'd be like, hey, you see this Beyonce dress? I love it so much. I want it just like that. I am not a seamstress. I'm a designer. It's a difference. So I'm not going to create what you just saw. I can, take some elements from it, but I'm not going to create that. So, yeah, it's just all about making sure your professionalism, as far as whatever it is that you do, is there. And then that's when you start to figure out, okay, how am I going to pay my bills with this? How am I going to get whatever materials I need, and then have some for myself? And then that's how you start pricing whatever you need to price. And it's a shame, because we have our sisters and brothers that's supposed to be about us, and they always want this. Like, when you go into Louis Vuitton, you save up.
Right, and that's a question.
So why do you think you're going to come to me and get the homie discount? We don't even talk like that. We're not cool like that. So how do you think you're going to get the homie discount? No.
and let me say this on the cool like that, because if you cool like that, you should pay full price.
Thank you. I have my best friend, Kaidi. She always says, she's like, look, I don't want to pay anything other than the price that you charge on your website. I love people like
that. I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I have one of my good friends, Kenya. She's like, what's the real price? I'm paying you that. I'm like,
because I still feel kind of bad. Like my best friend's paying full price, but I shouldn't. And they should be like, no, Sam, charge me what you're supposed to charge me.
Exactly. Exactly. Because they want you to win, you know?
Right.
So, okay, what are some of the obstacles that you faced when you launched your business?
You mean obstacles I'm still facing? One of the main things, other than the pricing part, is the manpower of like, you need to make sure that you have the supply and the demand. And if you do not have the supply, you cannot promote yourself, I guess, to a certain extent, because we're gonna be like, well, you know, I want to get this. I want to get this from you. So how do I get this? When somebody sees something, they want it right then and there, and they want to know how it's available to them. And people, like, especially now, people are so impatient. And if you don't have it right, what can you do? So the biggest thing is money, funding. You know, how do I fund what I do to get my product out there or get whatever it is that I'm doing out? And then you have to kind of like look at different ways to get it. Like some people, they work a 9-to-5 to help them fund what they're doing. Unfortunately, someone like me, this is why I say I'm still going for it. I have a, chronic illness. So me being able, learning and knowing how to design is like my gift. My chronic illness is my curse. So I have, and that's how I, am able to keep my head above water, is because of what I do. So I just have to figure out, like, keep on figuring out, okay, what can I do next? What looks good? What is it that the people want? But I have to make it my own, not to follow trends, but to just be me. And that's the biggest hurdle. I'm still trying to get through that now. But finally, with this whole rebranding process, I'm finally at the point where I'm about to start getting my pieces manufactured, as well as having an in-house.
Good. That was going to be my follow-up question. Like, it's the pivot that I've been talking about, and I've been talking about this for the past 2 months on these lives, is about how do you pivot your business. And I think, like you said, I don't want to be on trend, but I do want to make sure that I have, how can I fit myself into a space where I have this money coming in while I am still able to design and be creative. And I think you definitely pivoted with the Broadly accessories, like fit perfectly. And so to me, I'm like, okay, so this way you have a store that's open 24/7. They can get what they want to get, and at the same time, it does afford you that time to sit down. And like you said, I'm not able to work, so I can sit down and devote myself to the couture pieces that I want to do. And I tell a lot of business owners or upcoming business owners, aspiring business owners, the same thing. It's like, you have to choose. Going into business is a sacrifice. You can work a job and work your business at the same time. A lot of people think that when they take upon the title of entrepreneur, that means I'm supposed to quit everything else and just do this. And I tell them, if you do that, you're gonna be broke and you're gonna give up. I'm just real. Because some funds have to come from somewhere, and a lot of entrepreneurship is trial and error. You are learning throughout this thing. There have been times when I started, I was working another job, thank God, when I started. But when I transitioned from my corporate job to doing this full time, things happened, and now I was cut off from funds. So it was like, okay, you gotta make this happen real quick, or like some money has to come from somewhere. And so I did pivot. I started selling items that I could purchase wholesale, sell these items. They were related to my mission of I Hear That Girl. They were related to inflation, but they were items I could purchase wholesale, so I could make some money real quick, and at the same time be able to build myself up. And so that I can get my name out there. And there's all that background work that has to be done to get you to a place where you can be a successful full-time entrepreneur. And in your case, like you said, to be able to afford to get things manufactured and distributed. So I do want to applaud you on making that statement about the pivot. What other places have you pivoted your business during this time, especially?
Oh, well, so S Garvey Collective, Garvey Collective. I have to get used to saying it, or just Garvey. Garvey, which is the clothing. My driving force as far as monetary was more of the custom, but I also have my ready-to-wear pieces. So what's different about my business, my brand and clothing, is that you can go on my website and you can put in your bust, waist, and I will make that piece that you see on the website, but I'll make it to your measurements, and that's what I'm not fashionable. I'm not doing that. So that's what makes me different with that part. So since I'm kind of like over custom, because it's still like people, I don't know why they're not getting the difference between a seamstress and a designer. I'm not a seamstress, so I'm like, all right, I can finally stop doing custom. I'm gonna do it a little bit, but for my main clients that always come to me, I have my regulars that come to me all the time. They're getting 2-3 pieces in at one time. So, those are the people I'll still keep. And then my ready to wear is gonna go full-fledged. But what I was pivoting my business as far as like this whole pandemic, of course there was a slowdown. Prom is prime time for any designer that knows how to do gowns. That's prime time. And also I started doing bridal gowns. I started doing bridesmaids dresses. So it's like, all right, everything just stopped. It was right. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I about to do? And I was just being creative one day. I had made a dress that I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to start selling more pieces on my website. So I made this dress and I had a fabric that kind of mirrored it. And I was like, this would be a cute mask. Just with this whole COVID thing going on, it's like the beginning of March. So I said, let me make it. I legit had my backdrop set up, took the picture by myself, posted it, and everybody was like, but wait, how can we get this mask? I was not even really thinking of selling the mask. I was legit just thinking about selling my dresses because I saw everybody named Mama making these masks, and I was like, I'm not going to be a part of that. Like, not because I don't really see the monetary value in it. Because I had this fabric just sitting there, right, trying to figure out what to do with it. And like I said, I made the mask, and legit, I made 50 of them in like 2 weeks. It's sold. So I'm like, oh,
I tried to get one. I tried.
You tried. So, I didn't want to do the mask under my clothing. So I said, okay, it's an accessory at this point. So let me do it with Live Godly. And I was like, you know what, let me just start making more designs. So I started making more designs, but of course, it has to be breathable. And then I was thinking about how to get filters. So I was legit going on Amazon, getting filters that was in, that you put in like the air conditioners, and figuring out how to make it, picking it up. And legit, I did like 10 styles and they kept selling out. So I was like, okay, this is good. Actually elevate this. So I elevated it to doing head wraps. Like I've always done head wraps. If you remember, people used to be like, are you Muslim? Because I used to wear head wraps so much. I was like, okay, this is going to be a great way to bring both of them together. So I made the matching head wraps for the mask. And let me tell you, I have not made that much money so fast in a while.
Yeah.
Never, actually. I'm not going to even hold you. Never. Because it's a need. It's a supply and demand, like I was talking about earlier. But you have to figure out how to make it your own. And that's exactly what I did. You have to always say, all right, this is a need, but how do I make sure that I'm getting of the rest? And I did not even, I didn't want to cross brands, both of my brands. I'm trying to keep them separate. And I just put one picture on my regular Facebook page. Regular Instagram page. And then it just kept on going. Harlem Fashion Show shouted me out. What was it? It was a couple of like Black outlets that just shouted me out. I don't know how they even found me. I don't know how they know I was a Black business, but that's how I got pivoted. So if I was to tell anyone, like, as far as advice, is to get your product on these popular pages. Thank God, I didn't have to like pay anyone to do it. But if you have to do it, $50, whatever it is, do it, because it would really help your business. Like I'm looking at my phone and I'm always getting an alert that I'm getting an order. So that's how I pivoted my business right now in time.
I love it because this week on the podcast, I actually talk about the pivot. And so this week is entitled Change. And I talk about how, nothing stays the same, but also nothing ever really changes. It's all about being perceptive and seeing what time we are in. Now, the problem is, like you said, people don't see themselves in the change. You have to see yourself in the change. Right. Yeah, face masks are a thing. You can't just up and start selling face masks. You got to put yourself in it. So, like, if I was going to sell some face masks, they would have some kind of inspiration on them. They're going to have inspirational quotes on there, something that says, Black woman, I love you, because that is what I hear that girl does if I had to do that pivot. So that's what I mean, or that's what Sam was saying, even when she said, like, see yourself. Where are you in this moment? And I think for a lot of creatives and innovators, this is the time for them, because this is the moment for you to stand up. Like, we're getting a lot of extra money is coming in. I know for myself, there have been many days when I said, if I could just get an extra $1,000 or an extra $5,000 on this business, I'll buy this item and that item. And now you got it. As soon as my check cleared, I was like, no, let's buy this stuff. Let's get it.
Right. Like, how am I going to use this to make more money instead of just spending it? I mean, if you have bills that you have to pay, I get it. But if you can have a little leeway, because, what can I do? What can I do to help myself? Exactly. And that's, like, especially right now, I just want to say, if you can, especially as a business owner, as far as, if you have an LLC, you have your EIN number, all that. Please look into these. SBA grant. What?
I said, get that SBA grant, get the EIDL loan. Come on now.
Okay. As soon as I was like, all this Black Lives Matter stuff is going on, like, Black lives always matter, but all these companies is acting like it's something new when this has been going on for I don't know how long. But I guess it's so frequent back to back. We're seeing it all the time. If you see these grants, go for it. As a Black business owner, a woman business owner that is Black, go for it. Please go for it.
It's so much. So much.
Sign up.
It's so much money sitting out there. So if you have, like I said, this is the time for creators and innovators. If you have an idea, this is your opportunity to jump at it. I honestly want to say, like, what do you have to lose, man? They laying people off. This is your moment. Go for it. Look, 2020 is looking like the book of Revelations. Y'all better go, man, and do what you got to do.
I'm gonna live out the rest of my dream before we leave this earth, okay? I'm gonna go hard, and if we go, we go. That's it.
Because I mean, every day is something new. You might as well go for it. You have no reason not to run after your dream. And hearing how you were able to take that creativity and put it into some face masks, which are looking like they're going to be a real thing.
Oh no.
This is mandatory. This girl about to make cash, because I'm gonna try to go back on there and see if I can buy some.
I was like, I just made some new styles a couple of days ago, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to make clothes now, but I can't make clothes because I'm here making masks.
But don't crazy. Like, if I'm gonna wear a mask, I want my mask to be dope. Like, at first, I was like, I don't care. I'll just get any kind of little mask. And then my mom made me some and mailed them to me. I was super excited about that because I was like, oh, they got a little personality to them.
Right.
But then for my birthday, I was like, now they are an accessory. I was like, I want a cute mask for my birthday. So my girlfriend got one from some plug she got. And so, like when I saw your mask, I was on the site trying to get it and sold out. There ain't no mask. I was like, but seriously, like it's so crazy that just 2 months ago, nobody thought about having masks as a accessory.
Right.
And now we are in there and people are looking, okay, if I have to wear this, at least I want to be cute. At least I want to look dope, you know, and so you have to fit in that lane. And I'm so happy that it was you that fit in that lane and took advantage of the pivot. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, but is there anything that you would say to a young creative that is ready to or is thinking about something, doing something? They have this idea. What would you say to them to get up out of their seat and make it happen?
So to start anything, because I'm also starting other endeavors right now. And one thing I will say is research. See if whatever it is that you have in mind is already out there. And if it is, okay, whatever, just make it your own. Also try to find like different ways to, like how you said, to pivot. Like you have to understand if there is 1,000 other people that's doing what you're doing, you just have to really figure out what's going to be different. It could just be even the packaging. We talk about, I seen this meme a while ago about how many different breads there are on the bread aisle.
Exactly.
But people go to which one they want to go to, right?
Yes.
So it could just be the packaging. It could just be a color. You're offering a different, like, okay, I keep going back into the thing of like design, but just any type of way, however you market it, you have to always make sure that you stand out and that you have to be your own walking billboard at all times. Make sure you're your own walking billboard. I cannot stress that enough. Because if I go outside and I have on anything, people are like, oh my God, that's so cute. Oh yeah, I made it. Here's my business card. Always keep your business
card. Love
that. Or like, this is my website, but have a business card. We talk about like how everything is digital, but those are still necessary to have because people are going to go through their purse or their wallet like, oh snap, I have this. Let me and what's another thing? If you're going to really use online, also another thing I'm learning is, like I said, the marketing part. So ads. You have to see what works for you. You have to know who your target is. You have to know who you're speaking to because we can't be speaking to everyone. You know, you have to know what your niche is. So that's what I would tell another young individual or just any individual, young or not.
Awesome stuff. Real quick, tell everybody where they can get the amazing accessories, including the one that you're wearing right now, honey.
I have only one of these left.
I have the website scrolling below, but I want you to tell them where they can find you, where they can see more of your great work, all of that good stuff.
Okay, so my clothing line for the website for now it's still S Garvey, like SGARVEY collective IVEN.com. And then if you want to take it to Instagram, my main page is So Me Hot because I'm also my own brand as well. So So Me Hot, SEWMEHAUTE. Then again, Instagram is S Garvey Collective, and for my accessories is Live Godly, just how it is on the screen. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Awesome. Do you have any specials going on this weekend?
Oh yeah. So it's 15% off on both of my websites, and just type in business. That is the code. Yes, that is the code. Just type in business because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be on here. Always think ahead. So I'm gonna be on here and I was talking about business. So business is the code that you type in your cart. 15%.
Awesome. So 15% off with code business. I'll make sure I put it in the comments so that you guys can take advantage. But Listen, that's going to be a great savings. I'm going to tell y'all right now, get a piece and put it in your closet. I can say I have one piece. I need to get some more.
I'm not expensive yet. Yet. I will be very soon, though.
I'll be up in there, girl. Thank you so much, Sam, for joining and being a part of this conversation. I think you left some great gems for everybody who's watching. If they are aspiring business owners, like, you definitely have lit a fire under them with this interview. So I'm going to have this on YouTube. Y'all make sure y'all share it with anybody that you know who has a creative mind or innovative mind. Share it with them so that they can see other creatives making their way through this time that is, quote unquote, such a horrible time. To me, I think it's an amazing time of innovation. So I'm enjoying 2020.
Honey, I said the same thing. I feel bad to say it because a lot of people are having a rough time, especially like sitting in the house. Look, I'm an extroverted introvert. I don't know, like I can be, but I love to be home by myself, eating, sipping some wine, watching Netflix, and creating. Okay, that is a good time for me. So I am enjoying 2020, and as far as like, I could just sit back and be like, look, I don't feel like making clothes right now. I want to focus on what I'm doing and restructure my business, as well as taking advantage of any and everything that's coming my way, you know? So yeah, 2020 is lit.
All right, guys. Until next time, we'll be doing this again next week. It's Where You Should Be Spending Your Money live with our featured guest, Miss Sam Garvey. Until next time, peace and blessings. Y'all have a great evening.
All right. Later.
Ma'am, I want to ask